Good morning, dear students. The topic today I am going to discuss about physical assessment. At the end of the class, the students will be able to define what is physical assessment. They can list all the articles needed for physical assessment. They can able to explain or they can demonstrate the head and neck assessment. They can demonstrate the abdominal assessment. They can demonstrate the cardiac assessment. They can able to demonstrate or they can auscultate the lung sounds. They can able to identify the abnormal heart sounds. They can able to demonstrate the examination of the deep tendon reflexes. So this is today's class. I am going to deeply about the physical assessment. In physical assessment, the important steps or the important techniques of physical assessment, that is, the first one is the inspection, second one is the palpation, third one is the percussion, and last one is the auscultation. So these four steps which plays an important role to identify any deviation from normal. But in case of abdominal examination, there is a difference. That is, the first one is the inspection. So followed by, there will be a second part will be the auscultation, then palpation, then percussion. So in case of abdominal examination, it vary. The first one is the inspection, second one is the auscultation, third one is the palpation, and fourth one is the percussion. Because of the auscultating the bowel sounds, so that will, when you palpate it, that will be disturbed. So that's why firstly you have to auscultate, then should go for the palpations. So the articles which are needed for physical assessment, they include the first one. You should have the articles which are for checking the vital signs. So the thermometer and the vital signs tray, that to be there. And the second one, for checking the patient height and the weight, there should be an inch tape for checking the height, and also there should be a weighing scale. So weighing scale should be there to assess the patient weight. So the next to the assessment, the articles, that includes, there should be a pen or the torchlight should be there to assess the eyes of the patient, and there should be otoscope to assess the ear of the patient, that to be a tuning fork. So this tuning fork to conduct the hearing test of the client, and there should be a knee hammer to assess the deep tendon reflexes of the client, and there should be a pulse oximeter to find out the oxygen saturation of the patient, and there should be a tongue plate and the nasal speculum. So nasal speculum just hold the nose and to see both the nostrils of the inside the nasal cavity parts, and is a tongue plate which can be used to inspect the oral cavity properly. So this tongue plate and the to be a sterile one to be utilized. And next one, there should be the instruments which is needed to check the cranial nerves. So there can be, for the smell, there is a talcum powder, and to know about the smell to check the cranial nerves integrity, here there is one medicine bottle, and for again to check the cranial nerves integrity, there can be a safety pin or sharp instrument, and there is a ball within, there is a cotton ball. This is all the things which are useful to check the cranial nerves integrity or whether it is intact or not. Again, there can be a pair of gloves and the mask and the face shield if the patient is contagious. So these fluids can spill on your body fluids. To avoid that, there is a pair of sterile gloves and the mask and the face shield can be used. And to check the patient about the sense of touch. So whether the patient is touching cold water, to assess the cranial nerves, there can be a test tube with the cold water and the hot water that can be used. And very important thing for the, I forgotten to say, for the vital assessment, there should be a BP apparatus, that's you want to check the blood pressure of the client. And I hope I explained. And the last, to record everything, you should have a pen and paper or the whatever the needed things, that may be a patient case sheet or maybe a notebooks, that should be there. So I will repeat the articles. There can be a very important thing is vital signs tray that should be there, that which carry all the articles of checking the patient vital signs including BP apparatus, and along with this stethoscope should be there, an inch tape to check the patient height, and also the weighing machine to check the weight and to find out the BMI of the client, and stethoscope, the important function of ausculting the heart sounds, lung sounds and the bowel sounds, and otoscope to see the inner ear, to know about the hearing, conduction of the hearing test, and the pen light to torch light that can be used to know about the eye movement or to check the eyes of the patient. The next one is the nasal speculum, that is to inspect the inside the nostrils, and next one is the tuning fork. The tuning fork which is used as a hearing test for the hearing ability of the client, and next one is the reflex hammer or the hammer which is used to assess the deep dental reflexes. The next one, tongue blade, to assess the oral cavity you should have the tongue blade. Apart from that, you should have the articles which may be needed for the pulse oximeter to be there, and also to assess the smell. There is a smell, or you can have certain talcum powder or coffee powder, anything, and to assess the patient, the touch, the sense of touch, that I use the cotton balls or any sharp or any instrument can be used. And apart from that, you must have a pair of gloves, as well as there is a mask and facial if the patient is contaminated. And before, along with that, it's a very important thing, the articles which are needed for the hand hygiene. So whenever, before, every time whenever you are touching the client, hand should be washed properly and should be touch the client before wearing, after wearing the gloves, also the proper hand hygiene to be performed. So let us see the first assessment of today, that is the head and neck assessment. Head and neck assessment is very important as part of assessment, because very important feature which are located in the head and neck. So before going into assessment, what are the preparation to be done for the patient? Firstly, you have to provide privacy for the patient. Secondly, you have to perform the hand hygiene. Thirdly, you have to inform to the patient and get the permission from the patient, or get the consent from the patient. Lastly, you have to gather all the articles in the patient cabin. So the articles which are needed for head and neck assessment, they are, first one is a stethoscope, and the second one is a otoscope. So otoscope to examine the ear of the client, and next one is a tongue blade to examine the oral cavity, and the next one is a pen light or the torch light which will be used to assess the part of the eye, and a pair of gloves to be used, because in case of checking the oral cavity, if the patient saliva or the body fluid which will be spilled over the noses, to avoid that, to prevent the infection, a pair of gloves can be used. The next article, that is a tuning fork. For conducting the ear hearing test, the tuning fork will be used, and in case of the patient cranial nerve assessment, can use the cotton balls and a sharp instrument which is using to check the patient cranial nerves. So in this assessment, I am going to do the head and neck assessment along with the cranial nerve assessment. So please listen very carefully, and it will be useful for you for the time of practical examination. Here I am using my husband Dhanakumar as a model of the client. So before assessing the client, you have to get the permission from the client. So you have to introduce yourself, and you have to take the permission from the client. I am Miss Sana. I am going to be a nurse in charge today. Can I do the physical assessment of head and neck assessment today? Can I do so? Yes. So the patient agreed for doing the assessment. So after getting the permission, you have to perform the hand hygiene. So hand hygiene to be performed. So after performing the hand hygiene, and you should be not forget always to give the privacy for the patient, because physical assessment, this needs the patient complete body assessment. So the privacy is most important, that make the patient to be very comfortable. So in case of physical assessment, first you have to see the skin color. So the skin color and the contour of the skin, that tone of the skin. So patient may have different people may have different colors, that will be light or dark colors. So here he is having little dark color skin, and the turgor of the skin, that the tone of the skin, how it looks, whether healthy or it is poorly nourished. So that you have to see, and you have to see the patient eyes and the ear, whether both are in the equal level. So the eyes and the ear, that to be in the equal level, that you have to see. And next you have to observe the facial muscles, the symmetry, the right and the left side of the face, whether it is symmetry or not, the symmetry of the face, because sometimes there will be a drooping of the face, that means the facial muscles will be one side will be drooped. So that you have to check any drooping because of the paralysis of the muscles. So there will be a drooping of the muscles will take place, that you have to check here. And next you have to assess the patient hair. So the hair color to be noticed, how the skin and the hair color. So the hair color is little brownish color, so that to be noticed. And you should wear the gloves, and you have to observe the patient inside the hair follicles, whether any infestation, any lesions, any redness, any skin, any too much of skin dryness, that is maybe a psoriasis or any other condition, that any masses, that to be palpated. So I am going to wear the gloves, and I am going to perform the assessment of the palpating and doing assessment of the hair. Before assessing the cranium or the skull, so you, if needed, you have to don the gloves, and after that you have to see the hair distribution. So in the hair distribution, whether any alopecia, that means hair loss, if in case of any their baldness or their loss of hair, and you have to see each part of the hair, any infection, any infestations, any extra dryness of the skin, or any bleeding, any lumps, any mosses, that to be there. So you have to palpate and see any mosses of in the hair and backside of the hair also. Totally, suppose type of infection or any lice or anything, so dandruff. So these all the things you have to see, you have to palpate and see the hair. So the hair is neat, and it is brown in color, and the hair distribution is normal, and there is no infestation, there is no excessive dryness of the scalp, or there is no lice, there is no dandruff. So after that you have to doff the gloves. Next, I am going to check the cranial nerves of the body. So cranial nerves are very important for the functioning of the body. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Each one is paired, that means supporting the right or left side of the body. The cranial, all the nerves are originated from the brain and the brain stems, and it has different function like sensory, motor, and a mixed function. So I am going to check now cranial nerve 7, that is a facial nerve. So the facial nerves here, I am going to ask the client to close his eyes tightly. Okay, can you please close your can you please close your eyes tightly? Open the eyes. Can you please smile? Can you please make your cheeks puff up? Okay. So here I tested the cranial nerve 7, that is a facial nerve. The client can able to close his eyes tightly, and he can able to smile properly, and there is no drooping of the muscles, facial muscles, not pulling one side, and he can able to puff out his cheeks with air. So the cranial nerve which is the 7th, which is intact. And next cranial nerve I am going to check, that is a trigeminal, that is a cranial nerve 5th one. So for that I am going to ask the client to close the eyes. Can you please close your eyes? Now here I am going to touch with the patient with one of the soft part of the part, that is the cotton ball, and also along with the sharp instrument. So and the patient has to say that whether it is soft touch or it is sharp, like that. So this is hard, sharp or soft?
Soft.
This is
sharp.
This is
soft.
This is
sharp.
This is
soft.
Can you please close the eyes? So here one test tube there is a cold water, one which I filled with the hot water. So I'm asking the client to feel that. Can you feel whether it's a cold or hot?
Cold.
Can you feel this is cold or hot?
It's hot.
So the patient can able to differentiate it is cold or hot. So because the trigeminal, the nerve which is helping for the sensation of the facial muscles, at the same time it is helping for the mastication of food, chewing and swallowing, and the muscles which are responsible for which is helping the maxillary, the sinuses which are innervated. So here I am going to check the patient is having any pain in the maxillary and the sinuses area. So here, do you have the pain?
No.
Here, do you have the pain?
No.
So here the frontal sinuses, this is a maxillary sinuses. I have given pressure, and then I ask the client, you have the pain? The patient is not having any pain in that sinuses. Next I am going to palpate here. I am going to palpate near to the ear and asking the patient to open the mouth. Can you please open the mouth? So when the close it. So when the patient is opening, shall hear any gliding motion or any crackling sound, that you have to notice, because this trigeminal, it has branches of this maxillary and to the frontal and to the eyes and to the tongue which is innervated. So all the areas to be checked. And next one, I am going to use a viscose cotton, that I am going to use it. I am going to ask the patient to touch the patient conjunctiva, whether the patient is, the response of the patient I am going to check. Okay, got to pull the lower lid and just touch it. So the patient has a blinking reflex. So when you touch the, using a viscose cotton, and if you touch, the patient had a blinking reflex. So because the nerve, the trigeminal nerve, so the fifth cranial nerves which has the branches of the eyes, tongue and the facial muscles. So I conducted the test for the eyes and even for the tongue and also for the facial muscles, the sensation. So the patient, the nerve is intact. Next assessment is the eyes. So I am going to assess the eyes of the client. So in case of assessment of the eyes, the parts of the eyes to be assessed. So the client eyes as like the iris, the color of the iris, that is a brown or blue or black. So that to be assessed. And in the sclera, the white part of the eye to be assessed. The sclera, whether it is any yellowish color or it is any red color because of any bleeding or any hemorrhage. And there is eyes, any discharge or any because of the infection, any discharge, that you have to notice. And at the same time you have to see both the eyes whether equal in the distance and the size and shape to be equal. And you have to see the pupil of the eye. So in the pupil of the eye to be equal, in the both the eyes to be equal in the size. So that means normally the pupil of the both the eyes, so can see up. So both the eyes to be equal in size, because normally the eye pupil, so that to be 3 mm of millimeter of length. So in case of light which is passing, that used to start to constrict. So both the pupil to be in the same size. So here I tested both the pupils are in the equal size and also reacting to the light. In the eyes also you have to check the strabismus, that means the cross eye, that to be checked. And also one pupil will be, sometime it will be larger than other pupil. So that is condition is called as mesochoria. So that you should notice that if anything is like that to be recorded. So after checking the external feature of the eyes, after checking the peripheral vision, the field of the eye, that is you are making the patient to follow the object, and you are checking the accommodation of the lens, that means how the lens are accommodated. So after that you have to see even the eyes are crossed eye and the vision. So these all the things to be documented about the eye structure, about the vision is normal, and also the lens accommodated well. Now I'm asking the client to follow the object. So can you please follow the object of your eyes? This is the checking the peripheral vision of the visual field of the client you have to ask. And next one, you have to check the eyes accommodation. So accommodation of the lens to be checked, you have to make the patient to follow this and to the object how the lens are accommodated. Can you please follow this? So yeah, the lens are accommodated well.